Good day everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode number 15 of the Hajduk split save in Croatia as a builder nation. And I do have some news about this, and this will be the final episode of the Croatia builder nation save, because I'm going to explain why. I've reached a point now where I believe I can't take the country any further and I can't take the club any further. And obviously I've got to show you the highlights reel and everything that's been going on for season number 15. But we're in for some big surprises. But there's even more surprises actually at the start of the season, I'll hasten to say. Because not only have we won the Croatian Super Cup, I'm going to have to delve back into the schedule a little bit here. But we had the Club World Championship as well. And we only went and bloody won it. We beat the likes of Chelsea, Man City, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, plus if I go back on the season, I think there's a couple more, Chelsea again and Fluminense. Yeah, we're world champions. Hajduk Split are club world champions. Not that I personally rate the tournament that highly myself, especially considering at this point in time of recording it is actually just going on in real life and it is flopping hard. But that's another story altogether. For us, for Hajduk Split, we are world champions. I'd say that's another milestone ticked off. It's absolutely brilliant. But that being said as well, we did have a bit of a flop of a season last season, if you can consider just winning the league title as a flop of the season. But considering we didn't win the Croatia Cup, we didn't do that well in the Champions League, well, it's time to make up for that. And as you can see, we've started off in extraordinary fashion, picking up win after win, only one draw at the start of the season, but then again, we are coming off the back of having no pre-season whatsoever, which is another reason why I don't like the Club World Championship, but that's by the by. But yeah, we've had a really, really good start to the season, but financially wise as well, we still have nearly 150 million in the bank. I've still got about 35 million on my transfer budget left, but that doesn't mean I haven't been spending. Oh no, no, no. I have been spending some money. So, before the tick over, if I get these in date order, I had a couple go out. Mateus Hohalt has gone to Al Ghafra for 12 million, and Giancarlo Gollum has gone from 1.9 million to AussieJack. I did bring one player in before the tick over point, and that was Juan Diego Bueno Prieto. That's a mouthful of a name, from Villarreal for 25 million, and this guy, it was a release clause. And he got found by one of my scouts. How about the mental attributes on this? His natural position is centre-back, but for me, he's actually getting trained up as an anchor. He's definitely more of a centre midfielder, defensive midfielder, in my mind anyway, because one thing, you can't have a centre-back with 2 jump reach. That's ridiculous. I mean, 168, I mean, what's that, 5'6"? That's about the same size as Lisandro Martinez, and he can't jump. I'm not having that as a centre-back, but as an anchor, a little bulldog in the midfield, not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. So, yeah, Juan Diego Bueno Prieto. Oh, I'm just going to call him Juan. I'm not saying that full name out loud. Not a chance. But again, he has got the big games and the consistency as well. So, I think he's going to be a very good signing. Plus, he's almost doubled in price as well. Can't really complain at that. But if we go past the tick over point, I did spend a little bit more money, but we did sell a few more players as well. In no particular order, let's go for the valuations first. So the big sale was Michael van der Bosch. He's gone out to Saudi as well. 6.5 million, didn't get much game time. Levicic has gone to Udinese. One season, not even a wonder, just one season at the club. Puliez has gone to Gorica, and Skaracic has gone to Marsonia on loan just to get some more game time. But I did want to strengthen up my fullback position mainly, my DM position, which I got with Prieto, or Juan. And I also wanted to strengthen up my left wing position and my right fullback, and I did that. Luca Bocci, who can play actually at both fullback positions, very agile, pretty good flair for a defender, which is weird, and good, excellent work rate. I think bringing him in for, what did we bring him in for? 27.5 million for the final season. I just thought he was the best, and this is the thing that I struggled with, trying to find decent fullbacks or wing backs now at this point, 15 seasons on. For some reason I'm struggling to find them. I don't know whether it's because I've got the database set up slightly wrong, but I am struggling to find players to fill in those positions. And the same was for actually the left wing position, until I came across this guy, Nikos Romanos from Ajax, Dutch 24-year-old left winger, fantastic first touch and technique, but even better acceleration, pace and stamina, so he can keep going up and down that left wing all day long with excellent aggression as well, so he's not going to get bullied off it. with the determination, very determined winger, and excellent work rate, I think this guy could actually be really, really special for us. And the fact that I brought him in for 25 million in total, again, he's doubled in price, I think is absolutely excellent. And he will compete with Richard Terry on that left wing slot. I'm hoping over the course of the season that Romanos actually takes over from Richard Terry, because I think he's better, but we'll see how it plays out anyway. But that's pretty much the transfers. That's why I've still got some money left over. But squad-wise, I am looking absolutely and utterly stacked out. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Turn that way. Right, absolutely stacked out. So, for the final time, let's go over the squad quickly. We got We've got Rodriguez, Simyonov, Orpchal, Bentancur, Viscasil. Kendez has come through our youth system. Mikic, Prito, Stimac, Bocci, Aiden, Andrisic, Rezic, Romero. Romero, actually, I'm going to come to him, is now a Croatian international. He's had a cap for Croatia during the summer. That's just gone. And because he's been with us for that long, he's coming into his 10th season, he's now a Croatian national. So, even though he's Argentinian, he's flipped allegiances and he's decided to play for Croatia instead, which I think actually is a nice little twist on the Build a Nation side of things. We found more players from abroad to come into the Croatian national squad. Admittedly, he's only a 2.5 star now, but he has been a fantastic servant for us. I cannot complain at all. Xander Drost is still here. Perso is another youngster come through the system. Nagasawa has stayed in the side. Adamo, Romanos, Borelli. Janovic is another youth player. Durdov, what a servant he has been for the club. Richard Terry, and the main man who I have, as you can see, put in to the system to play all season again, Ivan Pjevic. I managed to get him on a new contract after last season's warning that he was unhappy, to say the least. New 5-year contract. His valuation is up to 70 million, but if I was to sell him a few years down the line, he's easily going for 200. In this day and age, easily going for 200. Look at those attributes already. 21 years old, and he's off to a flying start already. 8 in 8 is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. As you can see, I've also put Anthony Stimac in for the season to get him some game time at that left-sided centre-back spot to see if he can produce. He's got the potential ability to do it. So I want to see if he can start improving. At 20 years old, he's another one who's come through our youth system. So... And at the end of the day, this is probably what I should have been doing a little bit more of at the start of the save, is bringing a few more youth players through. I maybe have missed that trick a little bit through the save, but I'm trying to rectify that a little bit now. So there we go. We have 2 homegrown talents from our youth system in the first team now, along with the likes of Durdov and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, competitions-wise, we do have the Champions League to play for again this season. We've only won 1. We've come close a couple of times, getting to the quarters and the semis. Can we do it again for the final season? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the highlights. Let's go and find out what happens this season and see if we can add any more silverware to being world champions. Come join me after the break. In this 15th and final season, I wanted it to be party time. Annoyingly though, no unbeaten league season with just the 1 loss to Varazdin 4-1, but we still smashed results like a 4-1 versus Dinamo Zagreb, a 5-1 versus Istra, a 7-0 versus Karlovac, and a 4-0 versus Rijeka. With just 1 loss, we cruised to our 12th league title of the save. In the cup, we breezed through the early rounds, then we beat Sibinek 4-1 in the semi-finals to go on to face Istra in the final. We did the business in the first leg, winning 3-0, and drawing the second leg 1-1 to win our 8th Croatian Cup of the save. But I wanted the big one. In the Champions League, we finished 9th, just missing out on the auto spot's on goal difference despite wins versus Benfica, Ajax, and Leipzig, and Leverkusen. So it meant the knockouts, and Leverkusen again. We smashed them 7-3 on aggregate to go into the round of 16 versus AC Milan. And in a tight affair, we scraped through 3-2 on aggregate into the quarterfinals to face Real Sociedad, where we were comfortable victors 3-0 on aggregate to face Borussia Dortmund next. A 2-1 away win was enough with a 0-0 draw at home, meaning we faced Barcelona in another Champions League final. And in what was quite an even game, the damage was done in the first half as we came out eventual winners to win our second Champions League title. Well, what can you say? What a fantastic end to the season. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is how Build a Nation is done. You build a smaller European side. No disrespect to Hajduk Split at this point in time, but again, at the time of recording, it looks like Gattuso has just left his managerial position to take over Italy. So that's going to make things interesting in real life for Hajduk, but on this simulation, we have built the nation well. So well, in fact, that I've actually moved on. Before I go over the competition side of things, I think it's time that we address what is happening with the reputation and also what is happening with the European spots as well, because as you can see, I've actually gone on to the 30th of June, so I could technically start season 16 if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. In the league table, we now have 6 teams that qualify for Europe, thanks to the coefficiency. If we go back on that and actually have a look at the league table and the profile of it, unfortunately, the competition reputation, like I said a couple of episodes ago, or it may have been the last episode, I have to rely on the other teams in the league that qualify for Europe to do well. Unfortunately, 3 of those teams are qualifying for the Champions League along with me. If I'm the one that's getting to the quarters, the semis, and maybe even a final or 2 and winning it, these teams aren't doing that. And most of them aren't even getting past the group stage or the league phase. And then you've got the other teams that are going to be in the Europa League and the Conference League, and they're not even getting that far. So that is what the reputation needs. It needs the other teams to do well. And what I was hoping in 15 years' time, in 15 seasons, is that the money that was being brought in through television rights and stuff like that to the Croatian League, that it would improve those teams to actually maybe go on and win a Europa League or something, but it just hasn't happened. But that being said, the mission of these extra couple of episodes, when I started doing it, was to get into the top 5 of the coefficiency side of things. And that is what we've done. We are now a top 5 club. I actually thought we were going to be a top 4, but for somehow France pipped us for this season by 2 points or 1.5 points. But if I did another season and did really, really well in Europe again, maybe quarters or semis of the Champions League again, we'd easily get to top 4. But it would take a good few seasons to get past Italy, Spain and England, and I feel like this is just the right point to leave it at. 15 seasons done. Croatia has so many teams qualifying for European competitions now, it's even better. But the one thing, again, before we go and have a look at our own competitions, the one thing I've never actually checked is how well they've done internationally. So if we have a look, overview, oh dear. That is not good. In 2028, they were ranked 16th, and now they're ranked 40th. Oh my word. Okay, so that's where the Build a Nation part has backfired. The international team has got worse. Oh no. The last time they could... Oh, dear me. That's not good. That's not good. Oh dear. Oh well. Less said about that, the better then, I think. Let's go and have a look at our competition, shall we? Yeah, so obviously I've gone on past the save game point, so I'm going to go into the league and have a look at the profile of... No, I was in the right spot in the first place. Stages and go back a season. So, yeah, we only lost one game last season again, or season 15. 4-1 to Varazdin, which is a weird random one, but 85 points, only conceded 18 goals all season. It's incredible. Utterly incredible. In fact, we actually had 7 teams qualify for Europe. We had 2 Europa League, 1 Conference League, and 4 Champions League spots. That's pretty incredible. That is pretty incredible, to say the least. And then, obviously, other competitions-wise, we won the Club World Cup. Croatian Cup, we managed to get back, thankfully, after beating Istra, again, in the final, after they screwed us over last season for the league, being unbeaten. So, a little bit of revenge there, which isn't too bad. And then, obviously, the big one, and I never expected to win 1, let alone 2 Champions League titles for this club, but we did. We did. Oh, no, pass winners. There we go. Hajduk Split has its name up in lights. 1 final, 2 wins. 2 times European champions. That's incredible. And also to beat Barcelona at the Bernabeu. Oh man, I wish it was Real Madrid. But unfortunately not. That's a shame, but hey ho, it's one of those things. So let's have a quick look at the squad one last time, shall we? I'll sort out the info first. That's right. So Rodriguez, I think for last season, because I've gone on a little too far, I'm going to have to do it this way. Last season, 22 clean sheets, only 18 conceded in the league. That's pretty decent, to say the least. And he still is improving. 4-star potential ability, light-hearted, instinctive goalkeeper. I think overall, 28 caps for Uruguay. It's very, very good as well. His one-on-ones, his reflexes and throwing are very good. His aerial reach is good. So I think overall, I can't even remember what we bought him for. 2 million. What a servant for the club he has been. He's been excellent. 5 seasons there. Superb. Another player to pick out. Let's go have... Right, I put Stimac in for the vast majority of the season. He has improved. His potential ability is still there. He did play a lot of games last season. 3 goals in 33 league starts. 55 games in total. Played a lot of matches. Obviously, Romanos was our main left winger sign. And I did simulate up to the Christmas point to see how the league was going on, and weirdly enough he wasn't being played that much and he was a little bit upset about it, and I just rated him more on that left hand wing than Turi. Plus he loves the big games and he's more consistent, which Turi I don't think has one of them. And he had a phenomenal season in his first season. 34 games, 9 goals, 7 assists, 4 man of the matches in the league, with only 21 of them being starts. 39 starts, 17 off the bench, 15 goals, 15 assists. As a debut season, I think that is money very, very well spent. Speaking of Richard Turi, obviously coming out of Carrasco's shadow for the last couple of seasons. Again, very good. Actually, he does have the consistency, just not the big game mentality. But still, very, very good player. And again, coming into his 5th season, so 4 years now, 9 million. Great consistency all the way around. Again, can't complain at that. But the 2 main ones who I'm going to cover, I'm going to come to Pjevich in a minute, but Durdov is the man. He has been with Hajduk since the start. And there was a point where he got to, I think it was around about this part, where he almost left. Last season, he was getting more bids coming in from him. I rejected him. I wanted him to be a lifer at the club. And boy, has he been a lifer. 381 league appearances for the club. 123 goals with 76 assists. 47 player of the matches. And an average rating over all these seasons, which I'm not even going to bother counting them, it's loads, 7.19. That's incredible, especially over, let's go from the 2032 upwards to the last 6 seasons. He's been consistently over a 7. In fact, consistently over a 7.1. I can't complain of that at all. If we have a look at his milestones as well, let's have a look at the awards, see if he's come close. In fact, I'm going to check the Ballon d'Or and everything as well to see if any of my players have won it, because I don't know if they have. But national team member, 11, team of the week, loads of team of the weeks, landmarks. Let's have a look. Broke the Hajduk all-time record, league appearances, 330. And that was a couple of seasons ago, and he's still going now. That's because he's the captain as well. So, competitions-wise, how about that for a roll call of honours? That's incredible. But that's not all. Ivan Pjevich now he's not even 22 yet. He's 22 in a month. At the age of 21, valued at 70 million. Another player who's come through our youth system, but look at those attributes already. And he's got the consistency marker right next to it as well. Career stats-wise is incredible. The last 2 seasons, 34 with in the league, 19 goals, 11 assists. The season previous, 34, 16 and 11, so he's improved his goal ratio. 41 goals last season. That's incredible. In 61 games. 41 in 61 games for a 21-year-old striker is just utterly incredible. In fact, he's on 46 goals, 26 assists in 92 league appearances for the club. So he's not even hit 100 league games for the club yet, and he's almost at 50 goals. So he is averaging, in the league, a goal every other game. That is outstanding. And he got 25 in all competitions last season, 22 the season before, only 2 in his debut season, so to speak, and then 41. This guy is a complete and utter goal machine. He's got the acceleration, the pace is getting better, he's got the strength, the flair, the composure, off the ball. Everything a striker needs, he has. And I may resign from it and just simulate the rest of his career just to see how he gets on. If you made it this far in the video and you're still interested, you want me to simulate how his career goes, let me know in the comments down below and I'll do it. I will do it because I'm excited about this player. I think he's really, really good. He's one of the best strikers I've ever had coming through a youth system that I've seen. And there we have it, folks. What more can be said? That is the end of the Build a Nation series with Croatia. Internationally, is a bit of a failure, but domestically, Hajduk Split are the best in the world and the best in Europe. What more could be said about that? Well, for that, you need to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below to keep up to date with the rest of the series. I've got the Dresden series going on at the moment, I've got a Leicester series coming up, and I've got a few other things in the pipeline as well. So that's why you have to subscribe, keep up to date with the content. I'm almost at 400 subs, or maybe by the time this video comes out, I may be over 400, who knows. But I want to keep on pushing, I want to try and reach that 500 mark by the time end of September comes around. So if you can help me out, that'd be absolutely brilliant. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.